Hello guys, and the tutorial for 3D typography in After Effects. It's cool, right? Let's build it. Create a new composition of 1080 by 130 pixels. If you have watched my 3D ring typography tutorial, you'll get the idea. If not, I definitely encourage you to watch it. Well, I'm calling this composition text. Now type your text. It's my choice. Use a line panel and put it in center of the composition. Alright, now I'm going to use text animation preset given by After Effects itself. So go to animation menu. Well, it's not visible right now because my text layer is not selected here. Now again go to animation menu, apply animation preset, and under light and optical folder, I'm going to use exposure effect. It will animate like this. Right now it's slow, both on start and at the end. So select any of these keyframes and open graph editor. Here I want it bit fast in the starting. Check it again. Fine for me. Let's make it some complicated. Just duplicate it and offset the layer by 5 frames. And let's change its color to light blue. Duplicate it one more time and offset it by 5 frames. Change its color to white. Well, that's not best animation, but it will work. Let's create a new composition. Call it stairs and keep its size of 1080 by 1080 pixels. Here let's put text composition in the layer stack. Make whole text visible and using pen behind tool, put its anchor point on the bottom. Now duplicate this layer and put its anchor point on the top. Now let's create a null object, and I'm going to parent both layers with the null object. Open position property of both layers and set both of them to 0, 0 coordinates. And remember, you have to do it after parenting both layers with the null object. Otherwise, you will get different values in different parameter. And when you set them to 0, both layers will just move to the top and bottom of the composition. Okay? To create the stair, we will have to make all layers 3D, and we have to rotate top text in negative x direction, negative 90 degrees. Now, to view it in perspective, let's create a camera layer. Default settings are fine for me. Take camera tool and let's rotate it. Something like this. So it will form a stair. Just to position it according to you. We are going to create some more copies of it. So select these 3 layers and duplicate them. Put these below to the other layers. Duplicate these layers as well and put them below to others. And repeat this process for 9 or 10 times so that there will be enough layers to form a stair. Now, here we will do some math. My text composition's height was 130 pixels. So what we do, open position property of the second null layer from the top in the layer stack obviously, and in y direction subtract 130 from the current value. It will shift text to the upper side, very adjacent to the bottom layer. And in the z direction, just add 130 pixels in the current value to move it backwards. Now open next to null object's position parameter, and here subtract 130 pixels from previous null's position value, that is 410 minus 130 pixels in my case. And same will happen for the z direction, that is 130 pixels plus 130 pixels. So you have to do it for all other null layers, and it will form a stair. Alright, now select camera layer. Alright, now select camera layer, and by using the camera tool, just position it as I'm doing here. So currently all layers will animate together, but we don't want that, right? We just want to animate last few layers in the loop. So let's select all these layers except null, and it's very easy by selecting layers with the same color group. Make all shy, and I'm going to hide all. Now let's create a new null object. Let's call it master. Actually, by using this master null layer, we will animate all other layers. So open its position property, and in the y direction, add 130 pixels to the current value. Oh, I'm sorry. First, we have to parent all other layers with the master null. Now, add 130 pixels in the y direction's value and subtract 130 pixels from the z direction value. Add a keyframe here, and after 1 second, add another keyframe. Now on the first one, set both values to default, that is 540 by 0 in my case. So it will just animate like this. Now, next task is offset all layers by 20 frames. So unhide shy layers, select all null layers and put them together above to the other layers. And except nulls, we will have to offset all other layers by 20 frames. Again, I'm going to use left bracket key to snap current layer's starting point to the playhead. Okay, it's done. So now, okay, it's done. So now, open keyframes of the master null. Here it's animating very well. But we have to choose such location where nearly all texts are formed except few of them. Maybe it's better. Now move these keyframes to the new location, and we are done. We just have to put these keyframes such that position of text will remain same on both keyframes. Just move around over the timeline, and you will get the position where to put the last one. Okay, this one is good for me. On both keyframes, text stays same. Now just shrink work area bar. Now I'm just tweaking position of the stair a little bit. That's a good one. At the bottom, you may feel some jerk. Well, that's the only because of the position of stair. Maybe you should just zoom it a little bit and choose a good angle. So it's a whole, guys. Hope you like it, and please give us a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe our channel.